Guess what time it is?
It's time for
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
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 Guess what time it is?
It's time for
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
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 Good morning, freaking fabulous entrepreneurs.
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
G'day, good morning, entrepreneurs.
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
Good morning, freaking fabulous entrepreneurs.
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
Good morning, entrepreneurs. Welcome, and allow me to introduce you to the fabulous co-hosts of Good Morning Entrepreneurs, Kim White and Kerry Zarb. Kim White is the founder and fierce leader of the My Sexy Business team, and Kerry Zarb is your financial designer from Down Under. Are you an entrepreneur who has felt like you were all alone on your business adventure? Well, you're in the right place, because Kim and Kerry are masters of creating community. As we like to say around here, buckle up, Buttercup. Here's Kim and Kerry.
Good morning and welcome. Welcome to another Friday show. So excited. And Kim, happy National Pizza Day.
Is it Pizza Day, Kerry, or Pizza Party Day?
Oh, I left out the party. It's Pizza Party Day.
We want the party, Kerry.
We definitely want the party. And we did actually have this conversation before we came live on stage here about national, who's national. And we've decided it's everybody's National Pizza Party Day. So there's a pizza for you, there's a pizza for you, and there's a pizza for you.
I think that's so fun, Kerry.
And Kim, I think there's something else that we're going to mention later as well.
Today is another holiday, Kerry, and it's a big holiday for our world, like you and I in the entrepreneurial space. So we will definitely be talking about that towards the end of the show today. So, Kerry, you want to hop over into Entrepreneurland this morning and kick this show off with, we'll just have our own little entrepreneur party. How's that?
Ooh, yes, we can. While we think about our pizza and all the fun we're going to have with the pizza party, we'll hop into Entrepreneurland. Kim, what's the topic on Entrepreneurland today?
So, today's topic is audacious leadership. That's a mouthful, Kerry. We usually use smaller words, but I couldn't find another word that was as serious or as impactful as audacious. You know, as an entrepreneur, we are leaders in our business. We are leaders in the marketplace. We're leaders in the business arena. And I think it's really important that you think about if you're being audacious. And audacious is not being obnoxious. Let me just be very clear about that. But it's that fierce belief that you are going to be able to do something even before you see it like live already happening. And Kerry, I'd like to give an example of living proof right now for this topic.
Yes, please.
We talked about this show for over a year. And now it's alive, it's living, but we saw it before it was actually live streaming and doing all the things we're doing now. And I feel like that was pretty audacious of us to think about that. And I would love for everybody to think about, where are you needing more to be more audacious as a leader, and maybe take some calculated risk, Kerry.
Oh, I like that. I feel like that's almost a challenge to those tuning in, Kim.
Like that, Kerry.
From our princess with ulterior motives. Yes.
Always.
So, Kim, we've got another jam-packed show once again. This is becoming a bit of a habit over here, which is exciting, and this is the way we like it because we want to bring as much as we possibly can to you every single time we're here, which is every Friday, 7 a.m. Central Time. Mark it on your calendar. And with that, we are going to head over to our first roving reporter, who is the amazing age agitator, Yvonne Marchese. Take it away, Yvonne.
Good morning, entrepreneurs. Welcome, and allow me to introduce you to the fabulous co-hosts of Good Morning Entrepreneurs, Kim White and Kerry Zarb. Kim White is the founder and fierce leader of the My Sexy Business team, and Kerry Zarb is your financial designer from Down Under. Are you an entrepreneur who has felt like you were all alone on your business adventure? Well, you're in the right place because Kim...
And messy is beautiful, as we always like to say.
That's right. That's right.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. This is Yvonne Marchese coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. I'm your resident age agitator, here to talk to you about midlife entrepreneurship. The tech boom of the 2000s captured the imagination of our culture and has led us to think that entrepreneurs are all 20-somethings in hoodies. But it's 2023, baby, and the numbers show that people over 50 are starting new businesses in record numbers. According to the Kauffman Foundation, about 25% of new businesses have been started by people between the ages of 55 and 64 years old, compared to 15% in 1996. We're living longer, so it makes sense that more people in midlife are starting new businesses. And it can be for a variety of reasons. Some people have been pushed into taking early retirement. Others are feeling burned out in their old careers and looking for fresh challenges and a sense of purpose. Or they might see this as a new opportunity to pursue a dream that was left behind. I firmly believe that midlife is a time that is a huge opportunity where we can make decisions and take actions that are going to hugely impact what our lives look like when we're in our 70s and 80s. This, right now, is a moment in time when you have loads of experience and you can summon the energy necessary to start a new business. And there are many aspects of being an entrepreneur that are beneficial for people in midlife. Here's my top 6. At this point, I feel like I need a drum roll. Number 1, a flexible work schedule. That doesn't mean that you won't be putting in a lot of hours, but you get to decide the when and where. Number 2, having to learn new skills to run your business is really good for your brain, much better than filling out the daily crossword puzzle. Number 3, it's your baby. You get to make the decisions and you don't have to get the permission for new initiatives from your employers. Number 4, you'll be doing work that fills you with purpose. If you don't feel driven to do the work, I recommend going back to the drawing board before you start. Frankly, I don't think it's worth the blood, sweat, and tears to run a business unless you are getting some deep sense of fulfillment. Number 5, you will be forced to grow as a person. Taking on an entrepreneurial role is a great way to hold the mirror up to yourself. It's not for the faint-hearted, but it's also an incredible growth opportunity. You'll develop muscles needed to overcome your fears, locate your blind spots, get better at time management, stay up to date with technology. Staying curious and having a positive mindset is really key to running a business. And finally, number 6, no ageism. Again, you're the boss. That's all for now. Back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thanks, Yvonne. Oh my goodness, Kim. I don't know about you, but every time I see Yvonne, even on the double take, she's so inspiring. She just lights me up every single time. I could listen to Yvonne all day.
Definitely, Kerry. And I love that she gave the facts, like that she really talked about the things that happen as an entrepreneur. I think that plays right into our audacious leadership. And I think she is audacious and quite a leader.
Oh, absolutely. And Kim, like I mentioned, back to back, we're going again. We've got another roving reporter to head over to, Linda Bonney, who is our quirky and powerful conversationalist. So take it away, Linda.
Hi, Kim and Kerry. This is Linda coming to you as a real life roving reporter. In real life, I say I've got 2 kids sleeping right behind me right now, another 2 in their beds. And I'm slipping this in while it's hot because it's middle of the night. And I wanted to chat really quickly because I've been waiting for the ideal time. I've been waiting for the penny to drop, as you say. And in that waiting, there's been some frustration and head crash and head talk and lots of very unforgiving moments because I wanted to line up conversations. I wanted to provide enough value. I wanted to get past my own fears instead of just doing the thing anyway. And what I've been thinking about a lot is the conversations we have with ourselves. Because while we can definitely talk about the conversations that we're having through Good Morning Entrepreneurs and Clubhouse and so many other avenues such as podcasts and websites and masterminds and all the rest of it, they are beautiful and a very, very important, significant part of my life. But sometimes the majority of my day is filled with conversations with myself. And I've really got to watch that a lot more and think about how I can make those conversations valuable to me, make those conversations better inside my head, make those conversations with myself then become extensions of the other conversations I'm having as well. So the two are not dissimilar. They're very similar in many ways. So, as I say this out loud, as much for me and very much as I hope it is relevant for you, what are those conversations with yourself sounding like right now? How are you getting in your own way? And what can we do to better improve the conversations that begin with ourselves? Looks like that's my cue. I've got a baby stirring. Back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thank you, Linda. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting that, Kim. Oh wow.
When we first saw it, Kerry, it made me giggle because it's like, oh wait, do we need to like clip that? But no, that's Linda. Linda is so fun and she is so funny. But she was on point, Kerry, with the head trash and the conversations we have with ourselves. They are very important as leaders and as entrepreneurs. We can talk ourselves out of things a lot of times.
Absolutely, Kim. And I think we can all put our hands up and kind of confess there's a lot going on in here. And sometimes we're probably tapping into the wrong thoughts that we have. We all have thoughts. We struggle to control those thoughts and those conversations that are swimming around. And I think, very guilty and trying not to be guilty. But it's something, I think the more we're aware, the more we can start to work on it and start to improve it for ourselves as well.
Oh, I so agree, Kerry. I think whenever we are stopping long enough, and this is our coffee conversations, Kerry, but when we stop long enough to recognize those thoughts going on, we can change a lot towards our growth personally and in our businesses.
Yeah, I agree, Kim. So, Kim, we are going to head over to our next roving. Oh, hang on. No, we're not. Wait, Kerry mucked up the schedule. It really is a messy Friday, Kim. I think I think I need to pay attention because you are tuning in to Good Morning Entrepreneurs, and we will be back in 1 minute after a quick commercial.
This show is sponsored by
Groundwork Brigade Mastermind. Are you an entrepreneur who is focused on making an impact?
but you haven't figured out how to make an income doing it?
We spent years trying to figure out how to do both.
And we realized the business adventure is not a one-size-fits-all. I'm Kim White. I'm the founder and fierce leader of the My Sexy Business team.
And I'm Kerry Zarb, Aussie bucket of swearing sunshine.
And she's a brilliant entrepreneur, by the way.
We both understand how it feels to believe we are the only ones who can't figure things out.
So we decided to join forces so we could get in the trenches with you.
We lead a very special mastermind group so you can be confident in strategically implementing
the right things in the right order so that you too can get the best possible results.
We cover a variety of topics based on what you need,
including building a business that you own and doesn't own you.
We even address themes like social media strategy and simple tech solutions.
If you would like to meet other entrepreneurs who are living proof of what is possible,
come and join us, and the link is below. Welcome back. And Kim, I'm just going to take a second here because I want to mention something that I completely forgot to say earlier, and that's to remind anyone tuning in, if you've got questions about being an entrepreneur or you've got a question in relation to your journey, pop it into the chat wherever you're tuning in. We want to grab those questions from you and answer those. We won't be able to answer them live because we don't press multiple buttons over here. We can't do two things at once, but we would love to answer those questions potentially next week. So any questions you have, throw them into the chat and we would be happy to answer them.
Yes, we always want to hear from everybody, Kerry. I think this is part of our flavor, we'll call it, for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
It is definitely. And with that, we do need to move over to our next roving reporter, who is Jill Olish and she's from Mama Outspoken, and she's a fantastic mama entrepreneur. So take it away, Jill.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. Hi, this is Jill coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs and with unique solutions for mama entrepreneurs. And last week we talked about no unnecessary pressure. And this week I wanted to touch on a few more ways that you can start practicing putting that boom gate down to have no unnecessary pressure in your life. I'll tell you one way that I just had it, but I had a full weekend recently of both personal and work things just before having to leave for a work trip. And I did not have the time to squeeze anybody else in, although I really wanted to. I had 2 requests from friends that were coming in town, and I was going to be super busy getting stuff done and packing and spending time with my family before leaving. So I actually had to say no to them. And it was not something I enjoyed doing because I knew that I was going to put a strain on a relationship. It did make me slightly worried because there would be that chance that after not seeing them a few times since they moved away, that I would burn a bridge and they might not want to see me again the next time they were in town, or I might not be welcome to visit them. But they were really good friends of mine and my family's, and they know why I became an entrepreneur, and they can appreciate why I said no, that I did not have the open white space in my calendar for fitting more into my schedule and overloading myself. So they appreciated the fact that I'm doing business my way. Even though my weekend wasn't full of all business things, there probably was some fun family time that I could have squeezed them in, but I needed to stick with that and not put any more heavy load on myself. That way I could be there in full for my family and I can get ready for my trip without that pressure. So I gave myself that room to say no, and I knew that my friends would be okay with it because they loved me. And if they weren't okay with it, I would have accepted maybe a little bit of hurt there because I needed to watch out for myself. So as an entrepreneur, I want you to remember that you chose entrepreneurship for a reason, and stop putting yourself in that position with unnecessary pressure. You're not a doctor. You're not on call 24/7. Set yourself some boundaries and some boom gates and take the backpack off your back for that little bit of pressure that you don't need to hold on to. Back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thank you, Jill. Oh, I'm liking this topic of unnecessary pressure, Kim. What do you think?
I love this topic, Carrie. And I have to say that, like, Jill, who was just this reporter, and Linda, who was the one before it, just came out with a brand new podcast, Carrie.
They did, and I'm going to recommend, if you're tuning in right now or catching us on the replay, go and check out this new podcast. It's called Mucked Up My Self-Care. It just dropped last weekend for Mother's Day, and fantastic episodes already. I'm super excited for what they're doing together. It's a really great listen.
It's very good. Very, very good. I'm proud of them.
And Kim, I think you might have had something to do with that coming to the surface.
Carrie, I think we need to go to our next roving reporter.
I love that. I placed Kim in the hot seat and then she picked herself out of it and went over there instead. Oh, that was so funny, Kim. Good job.
They needed maybe a little nudge, but they have it going on. They just don't realize how much, Carrie. That's really the truth of it.
Well, and Kim, I think it highlights how special the relationships can be formed across the globe. You and I are across the globe from each other. Linda and Jill are almost identically across the globe from each other. So it's amazing how we can come together and be so similar and not even realize it. Like we probably pass, how many people in the street every day, yet you find someone completely on the other side of the world in a completely different time zone, yet you just connect, and it's two peas in a pod.
Don't know what I would do without you, Carrie.
Oh, ditto. So, Kim, let's head over to our next roving reporter segment, which is Donna Bender, our certified givologist. Donna, take it away.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. This is Donna Bender coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Today's Surprise and Delight marketing segment is about giving value first. What do I mean by that? Well, giving value first means doing something for someone else without any strings attached, wanting to help someone and letting go of the outcome because you want to build a relationship. And I'm hoping that this story that actually happened to me will demonstrate several times the value in giving value first. So when I first moved to Dallas, I didn't know many people, and I became friendly with a vice president of one of the banks. And his clientele were realtors. And so I decided I wanted to help him with his clients. And I started offering free educational seminars on the importance of standing out from your competition. And I thought it was perfect for the bank because as a bank, you want your clients to grow their business because the bigger their business gets, the more money they deposit in your bank. And so for the realtors, they wanted to remain with the bank and stayed very loyal. I also gained a couple of clients who wanted to buy branded products. And one of the realtors and I worked on a custom folder that had zippers and pockets and had a pen and memo book inside. And it had a tape measure and a map. Yes, we had maps then. And it had factoids about all the neighborhoods they were going to go out and see that day. And so on a particular weekend, my client called me up on a Sunday night to tell me what had happened to her. She had gone out Saturday with a young couple and gave them this folder. And they were so impressed with it that at the end of the day, they had to tell her that they had already scheduled another realtor for Sunday. And they almost were apologizing to her. And my client understood. I mean, that's the nature of the business. And then Sunday night, the young couple called my client and asked her if she would go out with them the following day because they felt so special that my client took the time to put all this information together for them, and they trusted her and wanted to continue to build a relationship. And so what happened was they purchased a home that today would be valued at around $700,000. And it was only a $500 investment for my client because she made several of these to give out to prospects. And so the moral of the story is it's so important to give value, to build relationships, to show appreciation, and magic can really happen. So back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thank you, Donna. I love Donna's segments about all the giving. I love all the giving, but this one was special, Kim.
Can you imagine Carrie spending $500 on multiple gifts, because that's what she did, and then having the first one come out of the gate with a $700,000 sale?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a big, big return on their investment.
It is. It is. And Donna has so many stories like this and so many examples. This is just one, and I'm sure she'll bring more to the table after this segment today. But I think what she keeps bringing to us is this value add space. You know, it's all about how much we can give and how much we can look at yes, we can put a price tag on it, and we can definitely, get consumed by that price tag, but it's like karma. It's going to come back.
Mm-hmm. Good point, Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
So, Kim, we are heading over to our next roving reporter, who is the freaking fabulous Kat Corchado. So, Kat, over to you.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. This is the freaking fabulous Kat Corchado coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Today, we're going to talk about how to find your perfect trainer. So, congratulations. You've made the decision to hire a personal trainer. Now, what do you do? Finding a fitness trainer can be a great way to jumpstart your fitness journey or take your fitness journey to the next level. So consider what types of training you're interested in, such as strength training, cardio, or whatever your fitness goals are. Look for trainers who are certified and experienced in your desired area of focus, and check their references and reviews. It's also important to find a trainer who you feel comfortable with and who can work within your schedule and budget. Don't be afraid to interview potential trainers. Remember, it takes a lot to get into this field, so they should know their stuff. You wouldn't just hire anybody to watch your kids or your dog, right? Ask questions to ensure they're a good fit for you. With the right trainer, you can achieve your fitness goals and enjoy a healthier, happier lifestyle. So, how do you do it? I'm going to give you some tips. This is going to be part one of a maybe 2, maybe 3-part series. We'll see. So, get referrals from friends and family or even coworkers. Who do you know who talks about and raves about their trainer all the time? That's a good place to start. If you can't get referrals, do your homework. Pick the top 3 studios in your area and do some research on them. What do you want to look for? What do you want in a trainer? That's a good place to start. Do you want someone who's male or female? Do you want someone who's younger or older than you, or does it matter? What kind of certifications do they have? You might look for national certifications like NASM, which is the National Academy of Sports Medicine, or ACSM, which is the American College of Sports Medicine. Does the trainer have additional certifications? Maybe you want someone who has a nutrition background to help you, or has a background in sports, or maybe even chronic pain. What is their training style? Do you like somebody yelling at you, boot camp style, or do you want somebody who's motivating and gentle? What kinds of clients has the trainer worked with? Have they worked with different kinds of clientele? People who have had maybe back issues, knee issues, maybe coming back from surgery. What are their hours of availability? Because you don't want to fall in love with your trainer and then find out they're not even available for you. Do you want to work out in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening? And last but not least, what's the cost of the session? So make sure you can afford them. So that's part one. And I hope that this gets you started. Do some homework, do a little digging. So Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Thank you, Kat. Oh my goodness, Kim, she's really got me thinking today. Oh,
So, Carrie, I know I've probably mentioned this before, but Kat literally trains professional athletes, like at the NFL level. I'll just say that. She trains big time athletes. And when I was looking for someone to help me, I wasn't sure that Kat would even take somebody like me who is not a pro athlete. I know y'all are shocked, but she is so kind and she is so amazing, and she kicks our booties like at the same time, just saying that. But I am so grateful for her in my life and the strength I've gained from being trained by Kat. And I am committed. Like, I am so committed to sticking with her because of her kindness and because of all the things. So I am going to put a little thing out there. If you're looking for a personal trainer, if you're looking for somebody who can rock your world, I would say connect with Kat.
ooh. And Kim, I have to say, Kat is, to me, one of the questions she brought up was, thinking about, do you want someone to yell at you or do you want someone that's, nice and kind to you? And Kat, I feel like, brings a bit of both. Like she can definitely get you moving and motivated, but at the same time, she is so lovely and she's such a human to human person that she does actually care about the results that you achieve as well. So I think she's got a really cool balance going on there.
Well, and Carrie, she's never yelled at me, but she did say something that was very loud in my head. And that is, if we don't take care of this body, where are we going to live?
Ooh, I like that.
I wasn't yelled volume wise, but it was certainly yelled in my head of, ooh, that's serious.
It is, because I guess we can't just pick ourselves up and put ourselves in another one, can we? That's a really good point. So you are tuning into Good Morning Entrepreneurs, and we will be back in 1 minute after this quick commercial. Once upon a time, there was a princess from Oklahoma living a traveling life in Texas.
When along comes an Aussie bucket of swearing sunshine.
When these two girls from opposite ends of the globe met in February 2021,
even the universe did not know what it was in for.
Determined to solve world problems for entrepreneurs, we still to this day learn just how similar we are.
We have found our passions were too strong not to unite and become the partners in change that we are.
What is a bucket and a boom gate?
So a bucket is basically a category or a way to change how you're looking at something big.
And a boom gate is a way to protect ourselves. Sometimes we need a boom gate to protect ourselves from ourselves.
We have lots of experience of our lifetimes of business, and we want to share that with you.
We look forward to bringing you weekly episodes of the Buckets and Boom Gates podcast. And Kim, I do have to say, just a reminder to anyone tuning in, they may have missed it before. Perhaps you've joined the show a little bit later. If you've got questions that you want to ask, don't forget to drop those in the chat. Wherever you're tuning into, throw your questions into the chat. We would love to answer those next week. We won't actually be able to do it now because I don't even dare press a button over here, Kim. I'm likely to end the broadcast, so I'm not pressing any buttons. We have our amazing team members, Adam and Jill, behind the scenes pressing the buttons for us. But absolutely, if you've got questions, throw them in the chat. That would be amazing.
I love it, Carrie. I think that whenever you drop questions in there, that just shows us, like, in a different way, some kind of feedback, Carrie, for the show. If you have questions and you want to know answers, we want to provide that.
Absolutely. And Kim, we do need to head over to our next roving reporter. We have our findability queen. Oh, Denise Millay. I know. I feel like I should do that when I say that, right? Like maybe I should even throw a crown on and do the wave. So Denise, take it away.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. Good morning, everyone. My name is Denise Millay. I'm a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs, and I am here to help entrepreneurs be findable online. This week we are talking about podcasts again. And that's been a recurring theme in some of my segments because it's something that's very, very helpful and useful for business owners, entrepreneurs, and people inhabiting the online space to create content that their audiences want to consume. Findability person, I want you to understand that 30% of podcast listeners search for their episodes and podcasts on Google search. Some people ask their friends, some people find in social media, some take recommendations from hosts. They hear suggestions all over, but 30% use Google search. So it's really important that you get your episodes included in the Google search catalog. And the way you do that is by having your episodes on your website, because you control that platform. You control how Google comes to your website more often, and you are giving it the clues it needs to understand what your episodes are about on your website. And Google has a bunch of rules that they use to read your content and understand what you're trying to tell them about it. Whereas the podcast platforms are just trying to present podcasts based on what other people listen to and make connections so people listen to things, but they're not really giving you a search function that's really easy to use. Yeah, I've tried them. They're very hard to find. Even if you have an exact name of a podcast, it's very hard to find a podcast you're looking for. So I could see why search engines are the place to go. So let's make sure that when you put your podcast episodes on your website, that you put the question or the keywords or phrase that people are searching for in Google in your title. Also include the keywords or phrase or question within your show notes, within your text, within your headings on the page. And make sure that you have cataloging tags for whatever you can that are highlighted as important things in your headings. And if you can, include a partial transcript of your episode on the web page. It gives the search programs more to read to understand the content that you're giving it, because they don't obviously listen to audio. So those are some clues that you're going to leave Google to understand your content and to understand your podcast episodes, because we want you to be findable. If people can't find you, they can't do business with you. And we want them to find your podcast. If you create it, we want it to be findable. Thanks so much. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Thank you, Denise. Oh my, can I do this now? Thank you, Denise.
We curtsy, Carrie. We've got our roles wrong. We curtsy.
I don't know what to do. You know how royal I am, Kim. Not at all.
Well, Carrie, we run with a lot of podcasters because we're podcasters as well. And when Denise brought up the things that she has about, our podcasts and how to make them more findable and all of that, I realized that podcasts are how we do business. Like, it's part of our business. And I also realized that if people don't know we exist, Gary, they won't be listening. It won't help our business.
Absolutely. I agree, Kim. And I think I'd love to know actually what the statistic is for the amount of podcasts out there that are connected to a business. I reckon it'd be quite a large percentage. I know there's a lot of people out there that do podcasts as a passion project, but either way, we need to be found. So I love having Denise as part of our community and helping us just bring some more awareness to those little things that we can be doing to be found in the podcast space. So yeah, I love it.
And podcasting and podcasters are definitely our flavor, Carrie. So I definitely want to tie the thing about us podcasting, us being entrepreneurs, but I want to tie it into our next roving reporter. I just want to give this little bit of information. Our next roving reporter has had multiple tens of thousands of downloads for his podcast, and we have asked him to help others that are podcasters, and he gets asked a question a lot, that we ask him to answer. And so while it seems simple, Carrie, what he's going to say, most people overlook this. So, Carrie.
So let's head over to our next roving reporter, which is the amazing Adam Rothenberg. Take it away, Adam.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. This is Adam Rothenberg coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs from inside my closet, where I conduct all of my podcast and video interviews. And for today's Entrepreneurs in Entertainment segment, I am going to talk about how you go about finding contact information to invite somebody to be a guest on your podcast. One way is to go to your guest website and see if they have a contact page listed there. On this contact page, you are going to want to look for one of three pieces of information. One is a specific email address for your guest. The second is either an email address for a specific press representative or a general press inquiry mailbox for you to send a message to, or if they just have a general inquiry mailbox that you can send messages to. Now, if you go to your guest website and they don't have a contact page or they don't list any of this information, another way you could find out who handles your guests' press requests is to send them a direct message on social media. Now, you don't want to post this on their wall or their timeline, so you don't want to post a comment either asking this question. You want to send them a private direct message, and in that message, you are going to want to ask them who handles their press requests for interviews, because you want to invite them to be a guest on your podcast. Again, that is handled by a press agent or a press representative. So those are the two ways to find the contact information you would need to invite somebody to be a guest on your podcast. And that is today's Entrepreneurs in Entertainment segment. It's back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thank you, Adam. I am loving this information Adam is sharing with us, Kim.
Me too, Carrie. He gets asked that all the time. Because Adam is the one, Carrie, I'm going to remind everybody that over the last 14 years, he's done over 1,500 interviews. And I'm trying to think of all the people like Olivia Newton-John several times. He did Mel B from the Spice Girls. He's interviewed George Takei. He's done a lot of very famous people. And he's sharing it all. Like, he's given the secrets behind the curtains to how to do this. So I appreciate Adam.
Me too, Kim. And it seems endless. And some of it you just don't even think about. You know, you don't think about where to go to look for that information and where you might find it. And there's a bit of etiquette involved here as well, which Adam is so generously sharing with all of us, which I just think is just amazing.
So, Carrie, speaking of famous people and press agents and like all of that, who do I contact to get an interview with the famous, brilliant rock star Kerry Zarb? How can I find her press agent so that I can do an interview with her today?
I think the phone number is 1-300-BOSS.
Hi, boss. By the way, I feel like, Carrie, this is a perfect segue, though, into your amazing world, because you say you're our financial designer. And we have living proof of that in this community of how much of, a boss. And I know we're talking about boss is your PR agent, but you are also a boss right along with him. And I'm just proud of you, Carrie, for this, for you doing the things, you talking about I think it's the hard and the scary things with anything to do with entrepreneurship. So welcome the famous, rock star podcaster and brilliant financial designer, Kerry Zarb.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you. And you know what? Like, I have to pay tribute to you as well, because you are actually the co-host on Simply Biz Beans, where we talk about the finances in the virtual cafe. And you and I were having a conversation recently about the feelings that we have and the feelings that we've had in the past about our finances, because we all have feelings, and kind of tying into what Linda was talking about before, that all that, talk in our head and those conversations with ourselves that we have. Similarly, it's the same for the finances. It is a heavy topic. It's not something that everyone is comfortable with, and probably even a very low percentage of entrepreneurs are comfortable with, if I'm really honest. And one of the things that we've tapped into recently is this conversation about our feelings and how we feel about the finances, or just what bubbles up, what comes up in our minds, and what we are thinking when we think about being our own financial designer. Because I'm starting to put the challenge out there, Kim, that I believe everybody can be their own financial designer, and I love that I can be your financial designer. But really, what I'm about is for you to become your own. And I want to help people and help guide them in that direction, and take away some of those fears and pressures that we feel in this space, because it is stressful, and we can't help the way we feel. And Kim, I've been really enjoying those conversations with you, talking about the feelings, because it's real. We can't ignore the real stuff.
Well, Carrie, I'm gonna push a little bit on this part, because everybody has different feelings. Some people may be confident in their financial numbers, but I think they can learn still. Some people are coming in and they don't want any part of them. They're trying to find somebody to give it all away to, because they're scared of it. But Carrie, you and I have had the conversation about the fact that no one was born knowing how to do their finances, knowing how to deal with money. We weren't born that way.
No, and Kim, further to that, we don't really get that guidance through the school system. And I think there's some missing pieces. If you don't have someone in your life, such as a parent figure, or perhaps an auntie or an uncle, or even a grandparent, to help you in this space, there is a lack of knowledge being shared from a young age. And sometimes we don't find it. Have you seen those things on TikTok, Kim, where I wish I'd known this before I was 30, or what I found out by the time I was 40? And it's those little simple things that are kind of common sense, but I watch those videos and go, "Oh, I didn't know I could do that." So it's the same kind of concept of, what have we been shown? What have we not been shown? And what can we become comfortable with, as we're stepping through our entrepreneurial journey? Because there is so much going on, and there is so much to take in. We feel we are responsible for. We've taken on that ownership and responsibility in all of those departments of owning a business. So I just really, really want to start tapping into those feelings and let people know it's okay to feel that. We're not dismissing any feelings, but how can we help? How can we actually overcome some of those feelings so that we can get in control?
Well, Carrie, I know we need to go to a commercial break really quickly to one of our sponsors, but I want to giggle and say this for the record, that the only reason I'm the co-host on the podcast is because I kept showing up and asking questions, and Carrie just finally said, "All right, fine. If you're going to keep doing this, then you have to come with me." So, Carrie, let's just make sure everybody knows that part.
And that is so not true, people. Like, not even close. Not doesn't even resemble the truth. Oh dear, Kim.
Well, let's head over to our sponsor, which is our amazing podcast.
Do you struggle to understand your business finances? Are you sick of not being able to keep up with the beans in your business? Tune in to the Simply Biz Beans podcast for weekly coffee convos about business finances. This is where coffee meets money. hosted by Kerry Zarb and Kim White in the virtual cafe. We invite you to join us at our table with your favourite brew, because we understand your finances are as private as your underwear. This is why we share these personal conversations with you, so that you can get in control of your business finances. We chat about the real issues we've faced with our flippin' digits and discuss everything in a simple way to help you on your BizBeans journey. As Princess Kim would say, buckle up, and I'll say, come on, let's go, it's coffee time. Catch the Simply BizBeans podcast on your favourite podcast channel today. So Kim, I want to take a second and explain the underwear. Can I explain the underwear? Is that okay? Have we got time? Have we got time, peoples?
Yes, yes.
Just to save any confusion, because it started a while ago when I started talking about the finances, and it is as private as your underwear. It's not something that everyone, when was the last time you passed somebody in the street and said, oh, you got a second? I just want to, run this past you because I've got this decision to make with my finances. Like, we don't talk about these things out loud traditionally. So therefore, it kind of just captured this little phrase of your business finances are as private as your underwear. So I just wanted to throw that in there, Kim. Sorry.
No, I love this, Carrie, because when I first heard it, it was shocking. Like, it's like, what did she just say out loud? We were in Clubhouse, I think, the first time it came out of your mouth, and it was like, oh, what? But it's true, Carrie. And so that's back to the feelings with all the financial things. We don't want to show our undies out there in the world. We don't want to show that. So we get it. That's the bottom line, is we get it.
Absolutely. And I think that's what's been encapsulated in the podcast from the conversations we've been having, Kim. That's why we're in the virtual cafe, because we want to bring the calm, and we want to bring it's in the privacy of your own ears through the podcast. You don't have to share it with anyone. You can have that little money moment to yourself and just absorb those conversations and hopefully, take something away from it as well.
It's exciting, Carrie.
It is. So, Kim, I think we need to maybe step into our next segment. And I believe, are you taking the reins on this one, Kim?
Just for 1 minute, Carrie. Just for 1 minute.
Okay.
So this week's Princess Speak word is feedback. And I want to put a spin on it, Carrie, of laying tracks for a train that's barreling down the track, and the tracks are not there for it to continue going. This just happened with us, and I'm going to be very transparent about this. When you're building your business, this is part of what happens is you get to going, and then all of a sudden you realize you're going to train wreck, or you're going to have a problem if you don't lay some more tracks. And this was based on feedback we had gotten for something that was needed. It was needed, Carrie. So I just want to put that out there. If you're an entrepreneur and you're barreling down the track with your train, sometimes you have to take the time to put those tracks in place. So, Carrie, that's all I have to say about that for now.
Thank you, Kim. And Kim, I just want to put it out there for anyone tuning in that may get a little bit kind of, what's going tracks? Hang on, trains, hang on. What? Where are we going with this? So Kim is renowned for her princess speak, and it's one of our favorite things that we share in the community is cute little words and phrases that Kim has come up with that we're all adapting, by the way. Adapting, adopting, both of those at the same time. And it's just become something that we have just grown to adore, Kim. So we love that you bring all of that to us.
Thank you, Carrie. What she really means, let me translate. What she really means is I have this other language I use because I don't know what the real words are. That's what she's saying, really.
It is another language, but it's definitely nothing to do with not knowing the other words. And Kim, I think we kind of dropped a little bit of a teaser at the start of the show about something else that is happening in the world today. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
I absolutely do, Carrie. So today is International Virtual Assistants Day, and I would love to talk about the team. If Adam and Jill want to come up on the stage, I would love that, but they can't talk back. I'm going to say that because here's the thing about having a team. A lot of times you start somewhere as a virtual assistant. And when you start as a virtual assistant, it may feel like, oh, I'm never going to go anywhere with this. And it's so not true. Because when you are a standout, and that's what these two are, and I don't know why they're not pushing the buttons, Carrie. When you're a standout, you quickly become a leader. And these two have been with us quite a while now. And they have both come into their own kind of leadership. And I feel like this is something on this International Virtual Assistants Day. I would love to quickly, y'all have to do it quick, but we would love to hear like your experiences starting as a VA and then where you are now as leaders, because you are leaders.
I'll go first, Adam. Okay. Well, I started on oh my gosh, it's going to be 3 years this year, starting on the team. Definitely joined on, I feel like under different pretenses than I had expected. Just this new stay-at-home mom into a virtual assistant thing where I had no idea what the heck I was doing. Like I knew all the things I could do, but I didn't know how to do any of it. And here we are today where I am now, as we've coined it, the executive leader of the My Sexy Business team. Not just have I learned majority of the things that I thought I could learn from starting out as a virtual assistant, but I've learned more and I'm learning every day. And I think that's what makes an executive leader is somebody who is down in the dirty parts and in the upfront glamorous parts and learning it all and continuing to learn it all.
Happy International Virtual Assistant to Leadership Role Day, Jill.
I'll echo some of what Jill said is that I too started thinking I was going to be doing one thing, and it turned into like a million other things. So I'm very grateful for all of the creative outlets I get to do within this position and with being on the team. And I feel like this is like the start of my second year. I'm just a few months into the start of my second year. And I just feel like I've grown so much in such a short amount of time. And that is definitely because of the team, but also because of Kim's leadership in the way that you help, that you manage the team from the top down. And that has allowed me to try so many different things and just be creative. And I love everything I get to do.
Thank you. And that was not intended to go there. So thank you, Adam. And we're moving quickly on. Carrie.
We are. I'm about to press a button because we need to do something really special.
So we'll see everybody next Friday, 7 a.m. Central.
And this is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.